We're at the Fest For Beatles Fans 2022. Stay tuned for Rabbi Doug.
We're gonna see Rabbi Doug. We're gonna see Rabbi Doug. We're gonna see Rabbi Doug on your TV tonight.
But Daddy, I want to watch Monday Night Football.
Forget about Monday Night Football. There's no other thing we're gonna watch on Monday but Rabbi Doug. Yeah, Rabbi Doug on TV tonight. We're gonna see Rabbi Doug. Oh, everybody talk about Doug.
Shalom, welcome to Taped with Rabbi Doug. We're here at the Fest For Beatles Fans 2022 at the Hyatt Regency O'Hare. We're here for part 2, and we have a lot more music. We have a lot of people we're going to talk to, people who played with the Beatles, people who wrote about the Beatles, people who knew the Beatles, and you won't want to miss this second episode right here on Taped with Rabbi Doug. Back here on Taped with Rabbi Doug, and I am here with Laurence Juber, formerly of Wings, and it is a pleasure to see you, my friend, and to be with you once again every year. And obviously I follow your career, and I love when we drop each other notes and stay in touch. It's very, very, very special to me. Tell me, what are you doing with your own career and playing around and recording these days? Are you still doing more Beatles instrumental albums? What are you doing now?
I'm pretty much done.
Finished that project.
I mean, I kind of since COVID, because traveling just shut down, and I'm not really motivated to travel.
I want to tell you, you said since COVID, I want you to know Laurence has done kind of a tea time, coffee time,
tea time with LJ,
with coffee or tea and sitting and playing live, just entertaining people over the internet, since people can't get out to see concerts in the middle of COVID, and it's just been so enjoyable, and I want to thank you for this.
Well, I did well over 200.
I know, so many, so great. I watched so many of them and enjoyed every one.
Thank you. And I'm getting back into production and composing. I'm just not wanting to travel anymore.
Still in Studio City?
Still in Studio City. I'm still doing special events like festivals and things like that. I'm playing a lot more electric guitar, especially around the LA clubs. There's an artist I'm producing recently there is active in the LA clubs. So, playing some blues, rock.
Very nice, very nice. Very nice. And hope is well, and your children are well, and your daughter's music career is just taking off everywhere with her Grammys.
My youngest daughter, Elsie, was a songwriter. My older daughter, Nika, quit her corporate job and wrote a musical. And she has been getting a lot of attention back in New York. And she also lives in Studio City, so there's a lot of stuff going on. Hope's been doing all right. And we just kind of...
Is Hope still playing with her band? What's happening with her band?
No, she hasn't been performing.
She hasn't been doing that anymore.
The last musical project she did, other than producing me, was The Nasty Housewife.
Right, The Nasty Housewife.
Right. And the funny thing about that stuff is that it's like, it's still relevant.
Yeah.
We have one of the songs they did with Mar-a-Lago. And, it's like, sometimes you do something and then it's like plucked out of the air. It's like, I sang Junior's Farm last night.
I know, and we got the...
And the lyric of that, I mean, it talks about inflation.
That's great. No, and I want to tell you, of all the years we've been together and recorded music for our show with you, you've never done Junior's Farm before with me, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, well, I do it as a homage to predecessors.
It's great. I know.
And I do My Love as an instrumental for Henry, and it's kind of acknowledging the tradition. So,
yeah, wonderful, wonderful. Well, I want to thank you again for being on the show. Thank you for coming to Chicago. Thank you for staying in touch with me. It's always a pleasure. My landsman, Laurence Juber, stay with us here on Tape with Rabbi Doug at the Fest For Beatles Fans 22. Thank you, my friend. Taped with Rabbi Doug, and we're here at the Fest for Beatles Fans 2022, and I'm here with Tony Kishman. He is the star and plays Paul McCartney. He's from Live and Let Die, the music of Paul McCartney. That's his regular show. He does a lot of other stuff too. He is sitting in with Liverpool at the Fest this week. He plays bass and he plays keyboards, but he also plays guitar and he plays a lot of other things. He's an all-around musician and singer and does a great Paul McCartney, and he's just amazing. And I understand that just it was a day or two before the festival that they said, "Can you come and fill in with us?"
Yeah. Well, I was asked by the guys in Liverpool if I could fill in for Glenn, who was sick. So I've known them a long time, and I'm pretty familiar with the songs. So I ended up doing a nice quick rehearsal, or some of the ones I didn't know, and worked on the songs real fast, and
it all worked out.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to some more of it tonight. How long have you been doing Paul McCartney, and what were you doing before that?
Well, I've been doing him since the 70s, 78. In fact, I played in Chicago the first round of Beatlemania. I was at the Blackstone Theater in Chicago.
Oh, so the same thing Glenn did in New York?
Oh yeah, I was in the same show, and we toured all over the world. I ended up in London doing the show there, and that was my introduction to doing Beatles. It was Beatlemania.
Very nice, very nice. Well, I'm so happy to have you on the show and introduce you to our audience.
Yes,
and we hope to see you much more often. Is Live and Let Die doing a Chicago gig in the next year?
It may happen around early January. We're doing Green Bay on January 13th. So somewhere around that time we may round
the Midwest rounds.
Doing something.
Where's your home base?
I'm in Syracuse now.
Syracuse.
I'm from Tucson, Arizona.
Oh, really?
And been doing Beatles and my Wings show now, Beatles and Wings. Live and Let Die for at least since 2006.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you much success.
Nice to meet you.
We look forward to having you on the show again.
Yes.
And we look forward to hearing you and watching you. And this is great. Stay with us here on Taped with Rabbi Doug. And we're at Beatlefest 2022. And we are going to hear Liverpool play. And he is going to be with them. So stay with us.
Bye-bye.
Maybe I'm
We're here on Taped with Rabbi Doug at the Fest For Beatles Fans 22, and welcoming back to the show, Jude Southerland Kessler, and thank you, Bruce. And she is amazing. Her book's about John Lennon. We've had her on before. She had just finished her third book, which wasn't quite published yet. You want to show us that book right now?
Yeah.
That third book in the series?
Her book is this big poster back here that says She Loves You.
She Loves You.
Yeah, it is now sold out, but it's on every single ebook version. And that book was 1963 and the first month and a half of 1963.
So that was the third one. So now you have just published the fourth book, which is a new series, and this is the first book in the series, and it's called Should Have Known Better, and we're just going to get a close-up of the book here. Tell me what is the difference in starting a new series rather than book 4 in the series that you were in?
Okay, well, this one is before the series, and it's 1964, and it's the height of Beatlemania. This is the apex of Beatlemania, where they are making a Hard Day's Night, and as they make a Hard Day's Night, they're doing interviews, and at night they're doing TV shows. John, at home at night, is writing in his own right, and going to bed about midnight, getting up, and then going back on the set of A Hard Day's Night. This book takes you all the way through 1964, right up to the point where they do the Beatles Christmas show. So you go with them to America for the North American tour, on the world tour, and everywhere.
That's very cool. So tell me, how do you as a writer research your information and focus on mainly John Lennon? Obviously, you talk about all the Beatles as you talk about these things, but you find out about all the Beatles and their interactions, and then you focus on John Lennon and his reactions and his feelings and what he's going through during these times. How do you do all your research? What is your source?
Well, I've been doing it for 35
Right.
years, and I have a library of over 500 books about John and the Beatles in my home, but I've also spent 7 years at Liverpool doing interviews, and now that I'm up to the North American tours, I interview people who were journalists on the journey with the Beatles, like Ivor Davis, who was there from day 1 to day 10 of the 1964 North American tour, Art Schmeichel, who was there. They all have given me wonderful interviews, and then I interview people who met them along the way. Like when they landed in Walnut Ridge, Arkansas, for their little break on the 1964 North American tour, I talked to the boys that saw them get off the plane at the little airport outside of town, the man that flew them to the Ozarks to take that rest and relaxation break. Everything, every person that came in contact with the Beatles during that time, so that really adds to the factual aspect.
That's unbelievable. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much again for being on the show. This is Jude Southerland Kessler. Should Have Known Better, her new book. And if you want more information, send us an email, info@tvrabbi.com. I'll forward it to her, and she'll get back to you and let you know a little bit more about it. Stay with us here on Taped with Rabbi Doug at Beatlefest 2022. This is Haley LeRand at the Fest.
John solo tune. It's just it's sort of weird. I don't know why it's my favorite John song, but go figure. This is off Mind Games. I'm going to Mead City to see for myself. Yeah, I'm going to Mead City to see for myself. Just gotta give me some rock and roll. People were dancing like there's no tomorrow. Mead City. Finger licking, chicken picking, Mead City, shook down USA. I've been to the mountain to see for myself. Yeah, I've been to the mountain to see for myself. And to the mountains, just gotta give me some rock and roll. Snake doctor shaking like there's no tomorrow. Mead City. Let's meet City of John Lennon.
We're back here on Taped with Rabbi Doug at the Fest For Beatles Fans 22, and I am here with Beatles author Bruce Spizer, and he's been on our show a number of times over the years. Bruce is famous. He's even part of the recent Beatles Fans movie that was put out, and it's just being released. Tell me a little bit about what your latest book is and what your latest series of books are that you've been working on.
Well, the series of books actually started quickly when I did this book here, The Beatles and Sgt. Pepper, A Fan's Perspective. And the idea behind this was to tell what was going on from a historical standpoint on these albums, in this case Sgt. Pepper in the UK, in the US, and Canada, give an idea of what else was going on in the world, talk about how the songs were written and recorded, and because the book was called A Fan's Perspective, get fans to send in what we call fan recollections. And so that was it. And for example, I'll show one real quick of a fan recollection. Very fun one here of these girls here just sitting on their porch with the album. And we also got some wonderful other fan recollections from other people, such as Peter Tork of the Monkees. Billy Joel was in a group called the Hassles at the time the album came out, and that's Billy's fan recollection. And then we have, let's see, Mark Lewison, of course, the famous Beatles author.
He's been on our show before?
Yeah, with the cutouts from Sgt. Pepper on there. And somebody else here, well, this is just a nice little kid with his album he was so proud of. And here, that's Jude Southerland Kessler around the Christmas tree.
Oh, there we go, our friend Jude Southerland Kessler,
yes, indeed.
the author.
And so that's the way the book goes.
Very nice, very nice.
And then things. And so
what's the latest now?
Yeah, the latest, we did the White Album, Abbey Road. We did Let It Be. And then we did Magical Mystery Tour, Yellow Submarine. And the latest book covers the Beatles' Rubber Soul to Revolver, including a 40-plus page chapter on the infamous Butcher cover.
Wow, wow, wow. Tell me, how long did it take you to work on that book? Because that's covers a big span.
I usually take about a year for the books.
Very nice, very nice. I love it, I love it. Well, I can't thank you enough for being back on the show.
Glad to be
Bruce,
back.
It's always good to see you. Bruce Spizer, Beatles author. You want more information? info@tvrabbi.com. I'll forward it to him, and I know he'll get back to you with more information. Stay with us here on Taped with Rabbi Doug, and thanks, Bruce Spizer.
Thank you.
They have taken her away, and she'll never walk down Lime Street anymore. Oh, the judge, he guilty found her for robbing the homeward bounder, that dirty, no good Roman Maggie May. 'Tis the port of Liverpool, they returned me to £2.10 a week, that was my pay.
That's it for part 2 here at the Fest for Beatles Fans. Remember, you can check out our website, www.tvrabbi.com. You can also see former fests on the web. Our email address is info@tvrabbi.com. Hope to see you next time at part 3 here at the Fest for Beatles Fans on Taped with Rabbi Doug. Shalom, everyone.
This has been a Taped with Rabbi Doug production.